Hello and welcome. You're watching Don Bosco Media Network. This is Abigail Carmelin bringing to you the Salesian news across the globe. The Holy Metropolitan Co-Cathedral Church of Santa Maria La Mayor of Merida hosted on the afternoon of June 19 the Eucharist of Thanksgiving and Farewell of the Salesian community of Merida. From the historic heart of the capital of Extremadura, a heartfelt celebration was held, presided over by Fernando Bizzi, Salesian advisor for the works of lay management in the Inspectorate of Mary Help of Christians, and concelebrated by the Salesian community and a wide representation of the clergy. The tribute, which had as witnesses the local clergy and religious communities of the city, the staff of the Salesian House, members of the Council of the Pastoral Educational Community, alumni and families, local representatives, entities and people of the city who for years and selflessly have collaborated with the House in various activities, was impregnated with gratitude for the work developed during more than 6 decades since the arrival in the city. The Basilica of Mary Help of Christians of the Holy Trinity of Seville hosted on the afternoon of Saturday, June 19, the issuance of perpetual vows of Israel Jose Hernandez Balboza, Norbert Mamba Cabongo and Pedro Ignacio Porto Valero, with which they affirm their commitment to the Studia de Fatiamara, Find the Way to Make You Laugh Yourself, pronounced by Don Bosco and present at the Crucifix of the Promise. At the celebration presided over by Inspector Angel Sarmenti, in which he was accompanied by a notable presence of Salesians, the candidates publicly expressed their intention to profess their lifelong vows in the Salesian congregation. As witnesses for the occasion, a large representation of family, friends and young people from the places where the 3 young people performed their pastoral work or in the houses in which they have been throughout their lives, in addition to more than 500,000 spectators who followed the broadcast through YouTube. During the day of June 18 in online mode, the 5th meeting of directors of the 2020 to 2021 academic year was held, which brought together the members of the Board of Inspectors with the Salesians who direct the different Salesian presences. One of the main elements of this session was the sharing of the objectives for the next course presented at the council meeting on June 9 and the dates to be taken into account in the calendar. There was also an opportunity to know the operation of the website We Move Hope, where the materials generated from the inspectorial motto are registered and that will be developed over the next 3 quarters. On the other hand, in the section of outstanding dates was shared the information about the extraordinary visit convened according to Articles 127 of the Constitution and 104 of the Regulations by the Rector Major, and that will take place from September 2021 to the end of May 2022 by the hand of Don Marcelo Farfant, who will perform it on his behalf. On June 17, the referents of the educational sport of the Salesian houses, the Maria Auxiliadora Inspectorate, held their meeting in which they took the opportunity to reflect, dialogue and project in common. According to the Inspectorial Delegate of Youth Ministry, Jordi Lecha, this online meeting wanted to be a moment to share how educational sport has been carried out in this complicated year and help the participants to look to the future with hope. After a moment of prayer, the referents had the opportunity to introduce themselves and then to immerse themselves in the topic of reflection entitled Sport After COVID-19. They were able to present experiences, dialogue in groups and to offer diverse information on educational sport. In addition, from the experience of the course that we are finishing, valued what they learned to be able to face the future, and they tried to project the next course in terms of educational sport. Salesian Romeo Salami, in the dialogue with Bosco Global, recounts the work they are doing in the country in the context of the pandemic. We are now focused on responding to the needs of young people and their families, many of them affected by the pandemic. As in the whole world, COVID-19 has not only caused a health problem, but also a reduction in income or loss of workplace due to containment measures. And in the most vulnerable people, the ones who need to make a living on a daily basis, it's been a very tough situation. Our goal is to stand by the most vulnerable young people and their families in Mali, adds Romeo. Salesian's EV has recently launched an experience of school podcast starring students that are assuming a different and successful educational experience. This project that arises from the need to work in areas and in an interdisciplinary way in secondary has also been transferred to 6th grade as a more playful way of creating stories and radio scripts. In secondary school, knowledge of history, specifically of ancient Greece, has been linked with the elaboration of literary creations with cooperative techniques. The result have been recorded on school radio and post-editing has been done to add sound effects. One of the works has participated in the first school podcast contest of RNE. The rest have been programmed on collegiate radio to be broadcast through the airwaves. On the feast of the Visitation of Mary, the Johannesburg community received visitors, Mr. Lucio and Mrs. Elena Chicotelli, with a close friend, Miss Lori Di Zorgi. They came bearing a gift, a portrait of Don Bosco. The portrait was painted by Elena's uncle, Gino Mazzoli, 1900 to 1974, a renowned artist well known in Italy as a post-war and contemporary artist. Lucio presented the portrait of Don Bosco to the rector, Father Robert, as he explained with a tear in his eyes that he wanted it to stay with the Salesians who he knew would also treasure it. The Catalan Carpet Federation, integrated into the International Coordinator of Afrombus Ephemeral Art Entities, has created a 6.5 meter into 1.6 meter carpet in the Tibidabo Crypt central nave on the occasion of the Feast of the Sacred Heart of the Holy Heart Jesus celebrated last June 11. The materials used have been fresh and dried flowers, dyed sawdust, dyed shavings, coffee poses, marble, earth and stone. The artists came from Caldes de Montebui, Ripollet, Mollet del Valles, La Garriga, Badalona, Barcelona and Sitges. The Salesian community thanked the Federation for the initiative to choose Tibidabo among the various monuments where this year they have provided their art. The carpet has made a huge impact for its beauty and proportionality. During the party's mass, the offering was made to the Sacred Heart, bearing in mind the people killed in the wake of COVID-19. The Provincial of Salesian Province of St. John Paul II, Shillong, Father Paul O. Lingcott, today lauded the multifaceted personality of late Father Silvanus Ngi Lingdo of the Salesian congregation, who has left an indelible mark wherever he went. Father Silvanus Ngi Lingdo, who is fondly known as Father Ngi, passed away on the 28th May 2016. He was known as a Bible scholar, missionary, political and social thinker of the Northeast. Releasing the book entitled Imka Kirteng Sa Ka Naam Kimatti Bakrao I Father Silvanus Ngi Lingdo of the Salesian of Don Bosco, edited by Father Barnes Maury, SDB, to perpetuate the name of Father Ngi, who has dedicated his life for the cause of humanity. Father Paul Lingcott said the Salesian priest showed his sense of belonging wherever he was, whether in Greece or in other places. Father Lingcott also informed the gathering on the occasion of the book release that the Salesian congregation will take up the process of canonization of late Father Ngi within a year or two. Speaking on the occasion, Father Barnes Maury informed that the book Imka Kirteng Sa Ka Naam Kimatti Bakrao Jing Father Silvanus Ngi Lingdo is an outcome of the celebration of the 100th birth anniversary celebration of Father Ngi. The book was released under strict adherence of COVID-19 protocol held at Matthias Institute at Meghalaya in Shillong. The program began with a prayer led by Vice Provincial Father John Zozama in the presence of Rector of Matthias Institute, Father Thomas Pampadale, and other priests, Father Marius, Father Festus Shadap, and Father Bresson Paul.
Father Pampadale, Rector of the House, Father Marius, the present and the outgoing Rector of Bresson Paul, and Father Bresson Paul, the Archbishop of Northern South, and Father Festus, and social media, Mr. Storm on social media work. Yeah, this is my joy to be with you this morning, and in a very, very special way to congratulate Father Vargas, to the whole team for this very important work to make sure that Father Sni is still alive. He's not dead, he's still alive. His name is still lingering here in the Khasi Hills, the Gender Hills, the whole Meghalaya, the whole northeast, here in the country, and all over the world. And we have said Father Sni, for our first story. So many things about Father Sni, and we all know that he is a man with a vision. A man who was there for all, not exactly only for all of us who are here in Meghalaya, here in Shillong, Khasi, but a man for all. Where he was, he keeps the name. That's what very important. Even when he was in Greece, he was in Italy, he was in Germany, or any part of the world, Father Sni was there. This is my place. That is the sense of belonging. I think that's what we need to learn from Father Sni. Nice title, Father Sni. It's not only where he is, but where he was born, but wherever Father Sni visits, he's always there. He keeps the name alive. I think this book will be a help for his future. That's the plan of the province. I hope so by this year or next year to begin the process for his canonization too. That's our plan too. So therefore we hope and pray that this dream and this intention of the province and all of us too will be able to see one day Father Sni as saint, Father Sni Lindo here in our region, in the church especially, and the whole society. So once again, I like to wish Father Barnes and of course God's blessing, and only we ask Father Sni to bless you for all of us. Once again, thank you. God bless you all.
This book, which we have published on the Father Sni, is actually a collection of articles written by different authors, those who have been closely associated with Father Sni. And articles, they speak about the life and works of Father Sni. So this year happens to be the 100th birth anniversary of Father Sni. He was born in 1921, so 2021 is 100 years of his birth. So that's the reason why we want to publish this book, in order to honor him and to make people remember about the rich legacy that he has left behind. So that's the reason why we took this initiative of publishing this book. So I hope this book will be of great help to our people, especially when they read about the works that he had accomplished, about the contributions that he had made to the society and to the church. Definitely people will be inspired, and people will be able to draw a lot of good lessons from him. Of course, it is written in Khasi. Right now, only people who know Khasi can read the book. But eventually, we plan to translate maybe into English, so that all other people also can have the advantage of reading this book and benefit from this book.
So viewers, with that we have come to the end of today's edition. See you again tomorrow at the same time and in the same channel. Thank you for joining us.